to use my camera.
This will be Metro's
All right, everybody smile. I want to make an Instagram story. So every time we go like this, I want you guys to say hello. You ready? You guys ready? So the camera comes over. So, ready? Hey, what's up, Instagram? We have some people that want to say hello. One more time. Now I'm dizzy. Oh, I'm so excited to be here at your guys' school. I have literally been hearing about like all of you guys for so long. I think I've been hearing about about all of you guys. And I just want to start off by saying hi. Now, the real reason why I'm here is because I have a massive challenge for your school. Your school is in a competition against 70,000 students around the country. Everyone go, whoa. Everybody say, we got this. Oh, now, I hear you guys like challenges, right? Really? No, I hear you guys like winning challenges, right? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So, before I can get into what the challenge is, I thought I want to get to know you guys. And I want you guys to get to know me. And part of getting to know somebody is to get to know their names. And so I want to take the time to get to know all of your names. So this is what we're going to do. On the count of 3, you're going to yell your name as loud as you humanly possibly can. And I'm going to memorize all of your names at the same time. Are you guys ready? Cool. All right. I watched it on YouTube last night. Let's see if it works. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, I think I did it. I think I heard it David, Connor Smith, and Emily is SpongeBob Square. You know how weird it would be if your parents named you SpongeBob SquarePants? Can you imagine your mom being like, hey, I want you to meet my son. Oh yeah, what's his name? SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, so my name is Brian, and you might not be able to tell by looking at me, but I'm a 4th-degree black belt in martial arts. I started martial arts ever since I was like still pooping my pants. And when I was a kid, I had a massive imagination. I used to run around the house and pretend that I could turn my hands into real-life swords. I'd be like, shee-shah, bam, right? My mom would bring me a grilled cheese sandwich, and she'd put a grilled cheese sandwich on the table, and then she'd slide it down the table, and then she'd turn her back to walk into the kitchen to get a knife to cut my sandwich. Now wait a minute. Would you guys rather cut your sandwich with a knife or with a sword? Yeah, so instantly, I look at my sandwich, I look at my hand, I'm like, shit, fail, and try to chop it in half. Then, 4th birthday, guess what my mom puts on the dining room table? A cake, and this wasn't just any cake. It was the Ninja Turtle birthday cake. And she put a Ninja Turtle birthday cake on the table. She slides it down the table. She turns her back to walk to the kitchen to get a knife to cut the cake. Now let me ask you an intelligent question. Would you rather cut your knife with a, or cut your cake with a knife or with a sword? I look at the cake, I look at my hand, I'm like, shit, my mom, she turns around, she's like, no! I'm like, yeah! My friends are like, yeah! It's like, the very next day, I bust open my mom and dad's door, and I'm like, ba 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 ba! I'm like, Mom, I want to be a Ninja Turtle. And my mom looks at me like, my son is crazy. So, my mom ended up putting us in martial arts. Now, I remember the very first martial arts class. We're driving to the martial arts school. I'm super stoked, super excited, because today's the day my hands are going to turn into swords. So I step onto the martial arts mat. My martial arts instructor walks into the room, and he's like, Brian, are you ready? And I look at him, I'm like, yeah! And I'm so excited. He goes, okay, do this. Put your feet together. And I was like, okay, check. He goes, all right, put your hands to your side. I'm like, okay, check. Then he said, don't move. And I was like, okay. Stop moving. I'm not moving. Stop moving. I'm not moving. Stop picking your, oh jeez. Now, this is attention, and attention shows concentration. Everybody say concentration. Now, there's 3 important rules of concentration. Rule number 1 is this. Everybody say, focus your eyes. Now, imagine this. If you're in your classroom and your teacher's teaching, it would be impossible to learn if while your teacher's teaching, your eyeballs are like this. You're not going to be able to learn. So let's try this really quick. This is what I want you to do. I want everyone to look someplace in the room, but don't look at me. When I say the word eyeballs, I want you to look at me as fast as you can and say snap. Just like that. Ready? Okay, everyone look someplace. Ready? Eyeballs! A little faster. Ready? Look someplace. Ready? Eyeballs! How come all of your eyes got bigger? You guys like, yeah. Rule number 2. Everyone say focus your mind. Now, if you're in your classroom and your teacher's teaching, let's say she's teaching math. It would be impossible to learn if while she's teaching math, you're thinking of a big giant cheeseburger. You're not going to be able to learn. Rule number 3. Everyone say focus your whole body. If you're in your classroom and your teacher's teaching, if while she's teaching, you're like, yeah. You're not going to be able to learn. All right, so let's say them together. Everybody say, focus your eyes. Focus your mind. Focus your whole body. So I came back to the martial arts school the very next day, and I walk on the mat, and my instructor asked me to go to attention. This is what I did. Someone say attention. I snapped to attention, totally focusing my eyes, my mind, my body. And then he asked me a question. He's like, Brian, are you ready to learn the most important move of martial arts? Like, the most important move. And in my head, I'm thinking, shashing, right? I'm so excited. And so then he goes like this. He goes, all right, this is what I want you to do. I go, okay. And he goes, that was it. And I was like, what? And he says that's bowing, and bowing shows respect. And all of you guys know what respect is, right? Yeah. And if we made a promise to never use our martial arts for bad, and to be nice and kind to every single person that we meet, if we made that promise, then we gotta learn martial arts. And for all my martial artists, what's the very first color belt that you get? A white belt. At white belt, you learn some of the basics. You learn the tensions and bows, you learn front kicks, side kicks, and pretty soon, you get up and up and up, and eventually you get up to what belt? Black belt. So the day came when we were going to get our black belt, and I was so excited, so excited. I walk into this auditorium, our black belt test was 3 days long, and I see my belt sitting right there with my name embroidered on it. And I walk up to my instructor, I give him a respectful tension and bow, and then he asks me a question. He goes, Brian, do you know why you're getting this belt? And I told him, like, yeah, well, because of all my kicks and my punches, and I've been training for a long time. And he goes, no, that's not why. I'm like, what? He goes, this whole time, ever since you're a tiny little kid, I've been secretly training you to become what he called was a kindness ninja. And I was like, ninja, that sounds awesome. Now, ninjas are sneaky. Ninjas are masters of their craft. Ninjas have been around for thousands of years. A kindness ninja is someone that goes out and does really nice things for people without anyone knowing who they are. And so then I got to thinking, you see, I don't think you need to be a black belt to be a kindness ninja. So I got a creative idea. What if I could fly around the country? And what if I could find the one elementary school that has the most amount of kindness ninjas in their school? What if I could find the one school that we could claim as the kindest school in the United States of America? And so, we have this award sitting at home. It's a painting done by a famous artist. It's one of a kind, and it says the kindest school in the United States, and there's this line that's blank. What school name would you guys like on that line? Dude, you know how awesome that would be? But remember, there's 70,000 students that think they can beat your school. Is that gonna happen? No. So I'm here because I'm here to give you guys a massive challenge, a huge challenge, to see if we can claim your school as one of the kindest in the United States. You guys want to know what your challenge is? Okay, your challenge is this. You guys have 15 days, 2 weeks, that's it. 15 days to see if your school can make a massive difference in the world in just 2 weeks. Think you can do it? That's it. Everyone take your finger. Point at the person next to you. Say, you can change the world.
You can change the world.
Point at the other person next to you. Say, you can change the world. Point at the person behind you. Say, you can change the world. Point at your teacher. Say, you can change the world. No, point at everybody. Everybody say, we can change the world. Now, if you guys want to be a world changer, if you want to be someone to make a big difference in the world, there's one important step you have to follow. Everybody say, have no fear. No, you guys have to do the head part. Ready? Everyone go, no fear. Just don't accidentally headbutt the person. Don't go, no poop. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ready? One more time. Ready? Everybody say, no fear. Yeah. All right. So when I was in kindergarten, there was this girl in my class, and her name was Christy. And every single day, Christy would come to school wearing this necklace. It was given to her by her great-grandma. And every single day, she would come to school wearing this necklace. And one day when I was in the 3rd, 4th grade, she comes to school, like always, wearing the necklace that her great-grandma gave her. And we walk into the lunchroom, she gets her lunch tray, and she gets her lunch put on it, and then she goes and she sits down at a table eating lunch with some of her friends. Meanwhile, I'm eating lunch with some of my other friends. Well, she takes off her necklace, sets it down next to her lunch tray, and begins to eat her lunch. And then the bell rang and it was time to clean up. So she cleans up her leftovers, she throws them in the trash, sets her lunch tray down, and then she turns around to walk outside to go out to recess. But right before she gets outside the door, she stops and she feels her neck. Guess what she just did? She didn't even just forget it, she accidentally threw it away. And now she looks at the trash and it's completely full of all the leftover lunch, and instantly she starts to what? She starts to cry. Now, she cared about this necklace so much, she's worn it every day since kindergarten, that she walks over to this trash can crying to get her necklace back. Now, I know all of you guys, and even as adults, we have something in our lives that means just as much to us. And to her, there was this necklace, so she starts taking out piece of trash by piece of trash, crying to get her necklace. Now, meanwhile, I see this from across the way. I look over and I see one of my friends. I see that she's crying. I see she's digging through the trash. I'm like, oh, she threw it away. So instantly, I walk over to go to help her, but right when I get about 5 feet from her, I stop. And I think to myself, wait a minute. If I help her, some of my friends, they might laugh and tease me for digging through the trash can. They might make fun of me for helping a girl. And so I had a choice. I could either do the right thing and help her, something I know in my heart is the right thing to do, but if I do that, someone might make fun of me for it. Or I could play it safe and leave her all by herself. And so, guess what I did? You see, when I was in the 3rd and 4th grade, I was made fun of a lot. Does it make you feel good when people make fun of you? No. You see, I had these friends, I called them fake friends. They're friends that are friends with you, but they still make fun of you. Are those good friends? No. And so when I saw a perfect opportunity to do something really nice and kind, I ended up leaving her all by herself. Was that really good? No. You see, if you guys want to be world changers, you have to be braver than I was when I was your age. You see, kindness takes bravery. It takes bravery to be nice and kind to someone that's new in your class. It takes bravery to stand up for someone that might be being picked on. It takes bravery to, if someone's eating lunch by themselves, what can you do? Sit with them. What if you walk into a coffee shop and you see someone walk in that's in a military uniform? What could you walk up and say to that person? What could you say? Yeah, you could say thank you for your service. No, let's be honest, that's kind of scary. You're walking up to someone that you don't know. That's going to take bravery. Now, it's impossible to talk about bravery without talking about an amazing act of kindness. Just recently, we talked about bravery, about all of the first responders and volunteers and people that helped out with all the victims from these recent hurricanes, right? That took bravery, and that was an amazing act of kindness. So if you guys want to be world changers, you have to be brave enough to be a world changer. Kindness takes bravery. Everyone say, be brave. Yeah. Everyone say, be kind. Yeah. Everybody say, change the world. Change the world. All so I want to see if you guys can literally come out on top. I want to see if you can take this challenge to a whole new heights. But more importantly, I want to see how many kindness ninjas are in your school. If you guys think you're a kindness ninja, strike a ninja pose. Everyone go, whoa! Oh, that's awesome. All right, so now, in order for me to judge you guys, I have technically I have 2 challenges for you. One of them I think you already did. So, 2 challenges. First challenge, I'm going to need some volunteers. Let me see a couple volunteers. People that don't get embarrassed easily. Let's see here. Let me go. I'll go. Okay. Right there. Yep, come on up. Yep. Okay, that was I guess a shot there. Come on down. All of you guys are fine. We'll keep going. That works. We're good. Awesome. Okay, so what's your name? What is it? Dylan? Sarah Kate? Wellesley? Victoria? Ethan? Not SpongeBob. I know there's one around here somewhere. That's okay. Ethan's much cooler name. Alright, okay, this is what's gonna happen. Over the next 15 days, I want to challenge you guys to carry out as many acts of kindness in your school, in the halls, in the playground, out in the community, to the point when your parents are like, what's happening at Gorrie Elementary School? You guys are like, it's a kindness explosion. In fact, when I say the word explosion, I want you guys to yell the word boom really loud. You guys ready? Let's create a massive kindness explosion! Ethan, is that loud enough? Okay, let's add 1 foot stomp. So when I say you're gonna go, yeah, boom, 1 foot stomp. Let's create a massive kindness explosion! Oh, okay, awesome. So let's come up with some creative kindness ideas. Let me see my volunteers put out 2 hands. Okay, so let's say they are carrying a bunch of books. Here you go. Hold on. Oh, these are. There you go. What would be really nice for me to help them do? Help them carry it. Oh, yeah, that's like America's Got Talent. Okay, here we go. Awesome. Now, is helping someone carry something an act of kindness? Yeah! If your mom comes home with a bunch of groceries, what should you do? If your teacher's walking into your classroom when her hands are full and there's a door, what should you do? Now, if the thing that's in her hand are a bunch of donuts, what should you do? Eat them! That's right. Now, when you open the door for someone, right? When you open the door for somebody, that's an act of kindness. But here's the deal. Kindness ninjas, you guys have to look for opportunities to be nice and kind. You see, there's a lot of opportunities that pass you by, but all of a sudden, you just don't notice them. A kindness ninja, you gotta be able to notice all these opportunities to do something nice and kind for somebody. How about this? Is making someone smile an act of kindness? Yeah, watch this. This is my trick to make someone smile. You guys can put your invisible books down. So this is what I want you guys to do. On the count of 3, I want you to look at them in a serious voice. I want you to say, don't smile. You 5 just have one simple rule. It's easy. Don't smile. All right, okay, guys, ready? 1, 2, 3. Wow. Oh, man! Okay, we got. What's up, Ethan? All right, this is my trick to make someone smile. I don't know why this works. I did this at the airport on my way over here. They thought I was nuts. I went to Starbucks. The lady's like, what do you want? And I'm like, whoa! Right? So this is what I do. Okay, you walk up, you make a fist, and you go like this. You go, knuckle bump. Knuckle bump. All of a sudden, what happens to his face? He smiles. You can try this. Go home to your dad. Be like, Dad, knuckle bump. Your dad is gonna be like, right? How about this? When you give someone a compliment, does it make them smile? Yeah. Now, watch this. Everyone look at your teachers right now. Everybody say, you look beautiful today. Oh my gosh. You guys see what happened to their face? They smile. Try this. When you go home tonight, after dinner. So once you've eaten dinner, go to your mom, and I want you to be like, Mom! she's gonna be like, what? Be like, you're beautiful today. Your mom is gonna be like, oh, now, what about a kindness ninja act of kindness? All right, so let's come up with this. Let me see, actually, let me see. 1, 2, 3. Let me see the girls stand on this side. 1, 2, come on over here. All right, now, let's say these three, let's say they're not having a good day. So on the count of 3, you guys look at them and say, don't smile. 1, 2, 3. And lipping. Oh, okay, very good. Perfect. I'm watching you. Okay, now, you guys are allowed to smile. So this is what they do. This is what a kindness ninja does. All right, they look over. They notice she's not having a good day. So they get together. They hold a kindness ninja conversation. It's with their hands like this. Then they come up with an idea. They take out an invisible piece of paper, ready to go. Bam, they take out an invisible pen, ready to go. Boom, that's a marker, but that'll work. All right, okay, then they write a really nice note. Ding, they sign it. Wait, don't sign. If you sign your name, are you gonna get caught? Yeah, you gotta be sneaky. Ninjas are sneaky. Sign it, kindness ninja. Now fold it up really cool again. Ding. Ooh, into a penguin. That's awesome. All right, now you have to sneak this note. You're not allowed to look over here. Okay, now you've got to sneak this note into their invisible backpacks like a ninja. Have you guys ever seen a ninja in person? This is your rare opportunity. You're going to see 2 ninjas in action. I can't express to you how rare this is. It's like you're going to the zoo, right? You're going to see them move, crawl, walk, flip, swim. Don't swim in here, you might drown. All right, you guys ready? Sneak the notes into their backpack like a ninja. Ready? Go! Bum, 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 bum. So fast. All of a sudden, they go home. They open up their backpacks. They look inside. What do they see? A note. All of a sudden, what happens to their face? They smile. What'd your note say? That was a weird note. You had all the time. You go, I don't know. Kindness ninja. Alright, now, this is what I want you guys to do. Today, as soon as you walk outside these doors, I want you to think of 2 people you can leave a ninja note for. Then tonight, I want you to leave a ninja note for your dad. I want you to write a note that says, Dad, you're awesome. Crumple it into a ball, and I want you to put it in his shoe. Now, can you imagine your dad getting ready for work? All of a sudden, he puts on his shoe. He's like, what is in my shoe? All of a sudden, he pulls it out, he reads it, says, Dad, you're awesome. P.S. Your feet smell amazing. Now, your challenge is literally to see, you ready? I'm going to say the word explosion, and you yell boom. Create a massive kindness explosion in your school. And most definitely to see how many kindness ninjas are in your school. Now, this is how it's going to work. This part's really important, so I need you to pay attention. Each of you guys is going to be receiving a bunch of these. These are going to be your kindness journals. Each one of these journals holds 10 spots for you to write down every act of kindness you do. And so you could write down, I helped my teacher clean up the classroom. I helped my mom put the dishes in the sink. I helped my friend smile. I helped my other friend with his math homework. I fed the dog. I washed the dog. I really love my dog. Right? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to fill out your kindness journal. Once your journal is complete, pretend to fill out your kindness journal. All of a sudden, you're going to give it to your teacher. Can I see it? Ding, ding. Perfect. Your teacher's going to open it, read it. Whoa! Knock it off. Right? And then you're going to get a brand new one. Now, I want to challenge you guys to see how many acts of kindness you do. I want to see if you guys can do. Wait, you can do more than 5, right? Okay, should we add a number? Okay, how about this? How about 50? No? Okay. How about 500? More? Okay, how about 5,000? I want to challenge your school to see if you guys can do 5,000 acts of kindness in 15 days. Can you guys do it? Explosion, create a massive kindness explosion. Oh yeah, awesome. Everyone give our 5,000 acts of kindness. Teachers, you can keep a journal for your classroom, a journal for home. Teachers, you can keep a special kindness journal in your desk. If you catch a kindness ninja in action, you can go ahead and write it down in your teacher journal. I want to see which classroom in your school will become the kindness class in Gorrie Elementary. Who's it going to be? Challenge number two. Well, you guys are such rock stars that you guys actually already did this challenge. Do you guys know what it is? It's all these shoes. Now, most schools don't take on this challenge till afterwards. Now, most schools, they don't collect 1,000 pairs of shoes. And when I got a phone call and they said, look, we're going to set our goal at 1,000 pairs of shoes. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. And I was like, that's a lot of shoes. And then I got another phone call. It says, Brian, we have some news for you. And I was like, oh, they didn't hit their 1,000. They go, well, we collected 1,533 pairs of shoes. How awesome is that? Now, let me tell you a story on why shoes are important. So, my story started with us. We're driving in this vehicle and we're headed to a spot that's halfway around the world in the continent of Africa. We're heading to Central Kenya. And we're headed to a place that's called an orphanage. And an orphanage is a spot that has a bunch of children in it, and they all have some things in common. You see, all of these children are poorest of the poor. They're so poor, in fact, that some of them, they can only eat just once a day. And when we were at the orphanage, when we were going over there, we thought we were going to see all of these really sad faces. But when we got there, these orphanage gates slowly opened up, and when we got there, the driver honks his horn, and as the gates start to open up, we're literally greeted by over 160 smiling kids. Right? They have these huge banana smiles. Everyone tried to smile like the shape of a banana. Right? They have these huge banana smiles. They run up to us. They give us these huge hugs. They grab our hands. We got 5 kids on one hand, 5 kids. We're walking around like this. Like, these kids are genuinely so happy. But more importantly, they're happy to meet people that travel halfway around the world to see them. What was shocking to us was literally how happy these kids were. They were smiling and dancing and singing all of the time. Now, when we were at the orphanage, I want to show you a video of what it was like at the orphanage. Now, this video was shot on January 1st, New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, and I want you guys to I'm going to tell you some things about this video. So you're going to see some things. The first thing you're going to see them doing is you're going to see them making something. They're making something that's called chapati. Chapati is basically like a Kenyan version of a tortilla, but they only get chapati 3 times a year. Now, imagine your family being so poor that you can only afford a tortilla 3 times a year. The other thing you're going to notice is that all the girls in the orphanage, they all have to cut their hair really short. And that's because they can't afford shampoo and conditioner. And because when they see a girl, like almost all the girls in this room have long hair, when they see someone come in with long hair, they're like, whoa. They've never seen long hair before. And so when they see it, they start rubbing their fingers all through it. They're super excited, right? So this is what it was like at the orphanage on January 1st.
On January 1st, 2014, the children got to prepare a very special treat, chapati. This can be best described as a Kenyan version of, well, a tortilla. But to them, this was considered a special treat, one they only receive only but once a year.
like you guys, love dancing and singing and playing sports. But then there was one day I saw something that made me really sad. And that's when we went to their school. When I go to their school, I see this fence, much like you guys have at your school. But on one side of the fence, I see these kids running and getting ready to go to school, just like you guys do in the morning. But then on the other side of the fence, I see all these other kids holding on the outside. And the principal comes out, she rings this handbell, and these kids run to go to their classrooms. But all these kids, they stay outside, they don't go to school. And I was like, I didn't understand. And so I walk into the principal, I said, hey, how come none of these kids are able to go to school? And the principal explains to me, well, in their country, they can't afford to have everyone go to school. You see, in the United States, that's a privilege. You can go to elementary school, middle school, high school. But there, they can't do that. And so they require that you have certain things. When I walked outside, I saw that all these kids were so poor that they couldn't afford something that's required to go to school. When I walked outside, I saw what that one thing was. Can you guys guess? It was shoes. All these kids were so poor that they couldn't afford shoes. You think that made me feel happy or sad? It made me feel sad. But I also got kind of excited because I've been hearing about this awesome school for months called Gorrie Elementary School. And we're like, what if we can go into our closet? What if we can collect shoes? And what if we can take these shoes, fly them halfway around the world so we can give them to those kids? Would that be a good idea? Yeah. And then I get a phone call saying, look, we're setting a goal at 1,000. And I get another phone call that says we collected 1,533. You think I had a smile on my face? Yeah. So the acts of kindness you guys did, here's what's going to happen with your shoes. Is we're going to be picking them up here really quick, probably next week. And then in December, we're going to fly your shoes halfway around the world so that way we can give them to those kids in need. And then your shoes, it's more than just giving someone a gift of shoes, it's giving them the gift of an education because they have shoes, guess where they're going to go the very next day? They're going to go to school. And which also means in January, all of you guys are going to get photos of exactly where your shoes went to. Is that pretty cool? Now I have to tell you, when you give a child a pair of shoes for the first time, this was a shot of a girl, her name is Stella. Stella was 11 years old. 11 years old, she's never worn shoes before in her entire life. And she puts them on and she's like, whoa. And she starts walking like she's walking on air. She's like, wow. She holds it up and I ask her, like, hey, what's this pair of shoes mean to you? She goes, this is a shoe from an American. This shoe came from the United States of America. She wonders what school went to, what sport it's played, what state it's from. And sometimes they put their foot in the shoe and they hear it crinkle. All of a sudden, what do you think's inside? It's like, no, all of a sudden, it's my name is Brian. I go to Gorrie Elementary, all of a sudden, what happens to their face? They smile. You guys are about to make over 1,000 children smile around the world just because you did one simple act of kindness. Is making someone smile an act of kindness? Yeah. And because they have shoes, that means they get to go to school. So you guys already did the second challenge. You guys were way above and beyond. How many of you guys got a pair of shoes? Brought in a pair of shoes? Awesome. Everyone look at the person next to you, give them a high five, say you are awesome. So, your challenge, you guys already can check the shoe challenge off. All you guys have to do now is just focus to see if you guys can do 5,000 acts of kindness. But here's your one mission that I want you to make your mission every day, every morning for the rest of your life. It's a big ask. I want you guys to do this. Every day when you wake up, I want you to say these words. Everybody say, today, I'm going to make the world better than I did yesterday. Okay, now let's say it with more conviction. Everybody say, today, I'm going to make the world better than I did yesterday. You guys are awesome. Now, then the next day, same thing. Next day, same thing. Then you're going to be 90 million years old. You're going to be like, today, I'm going to make the world better. Right? Every single day, I want you guys to wake up with one mission. And that's to make the world better than you did the day before. It might be one extra smile, one extra knuckle bump, one extra kindness note. It might be helping your teacher, your parents, the new kid in your class, sitting lunch with someone that's eating lunch by themselves. It's doing that one brave act of kindness. Now, I want to see literally how many kindness ninjas are in your school. Do you guys think you can do it? Now, This is what I thought we would do. Why don't we record a video that we can send to your parents, but also to every other school across the country to basically let them know that the kindest school in the United States is right here at Gorrie Elementary School. Does that sound good? Okay, everybody go ahead and stand up really quick. Okay, this is how it's gonna work. You guys ready? Watch me. Everybody say, watch you. Okay. I want you guys to clap your hands, but don't do it yet. You gotta watch me first. Every time you clap, you're gonna say the word yes. You're gonna go yes, yes, yes. Hold on. And then it's gonna get faster and faster to the point that you can't keep up. And then I want you to go, whoa, get down as low as you can. Then I want you to jump up in the air without falling down, and I want you to yell yes. And then I want you to get really quiet, and I want you to, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to say, what are you about to do? And I want you guys to whisper and say, change the world. And then I'm going to say, what? Go a little louder. Change the world. Third time. I'm going to be like, what? Go as loud as you can until change the world. Let's practice one time. Here we go. Ready, and yes, yes. Wait a minute. What are you guys about to do? Wait, what? Wait, whoa! Boom, and then I want you guys to explode full of noise. Can you guys do it? Alright, okay, hold on 1 second. Alright. How's it going to all the parents at Gorrie Elementary School? Everybody say hello! Your kids are taking on a massive challenge to see if they can change the world in just 15 days to make a kindness explosion. Everyone yell boom! Happen in their school. They've already collected over 1,533 pairs of shoes, but now they're challenged to do over 5,000 acts of kindness. Can you guys do it? And I want to give a special message to every other elementary school across the United States that thinks that you can beat Gorrie Elementary School. Well, guess what? You've got some competition. Gorrie Elementary School, let's just show everybody how truly awesome you guys are. Ready, and yes! Wait a minute. What do you guys have to do? Wait, what? Wait, what? Make some noise! Gorrie Elementary School, your challenge begins today. As soon as you walk outside these doors, knuckle bumps, high fives, you look beautiful, okay? Ninja notes, to do as many acts of kindness as humanly possible. Teachers, go ahead and look at your students who's sitting up straight, focusing their eyes, their mind, their body. So your big challenge is to remember to write every act of kindness down that you do over the next 15 days. All right, I know you guys can do it. One last time, I'm gonna say the word explosion. You yell boom, your challenge officially begins, and then I want you to await instructions on the best way that we're gonna get out of here. You guys ready? Okay, one last time. Let's make a massive kindness explosion!